Hi and welcome back to the channel. So today I'm going to have a look at one of the other instruments that I got with the V Collection 11, and I didn't realise that the sale was just about to finish. So you've got about a few days after this video comes out to get some of the summer sale stuff with Arturia. So I got the V Collection 11 in the last sale that they had not that long ago, and I've been working my way through a lot of the new instruments. So I upgraded from V Collection 9 and I got a really good deal. You're only getting 30% off software, instruments, effects and sound banks. The V Collection is not actually included in this sale. So the one that I'm going to have a look at today is the JUP-8000. So that's Arturia's version of the Roland JP-8000, which kind of came out in the 90s and was used in a lot of dance, trance and EDM music. So you can now get this for €99, which is about £85, but you can actually get this on Thomann for £75. And I don't know how long that's going to last, but it's just, as you can see, it's just a straight download. Because it's normally 150 quid, and to be honest, I don't think these are really worth 150 quid. So as you can see, it's pretty cool actually. I do like the design of the JP-8000. We've got the classic Supersaw, and you've got 4 arpeggiators, you've got a sequencer, you've got tons of effects and all that sort of thing going on. So yeah, you can see there you've got 2 oscillators, filters, original waveforms, engine modeling, supercharged effects. So I'm not going to use the standalone version, I'm going to use it in Analog Lab because I am going to show you how to create some multis with this and just go over how you can use Analog Lab V, because we're in version 5.12 now and I haven't really done any videos for a while in Analog Lab, so most of the stuff I've been doing, I've been using standalone versions. So that's it for the intro. Let's get Analog Lab V open and have a look at the JUP-8000. Here we are in Analog Lab Pro, and as I mentioned, we are in version 5.12 nowadays, and there's been a few kind of changes to it, but nothing radical. So that is all the instruments that I have got. So as you can see, there is quite a few. So we've got the JUP-8000 loaded up. You can see there's a fair old mix of types. You've got 245 presets. So there's a lot of different sound categories. You've got bass, pads, leads, sequences, arpeggiators, quite a lot of melodic sequences, classic synth pads, lo-fi keys and some strings, and you blinking well name it, you have got it. And if I go to type and sort of scroll down, you can see if I go down to pads, there's atmospheres and classic pads, evolving pads, and then the amount of arpeggios and sequences is quite impressive. As you can see, it goes into melodic sequences. So yeah, so this was used for a lot of trance tracks during the 90s. So what I'm kind of going to do is I'm going to give you a quick overview of Analog Lab Pro, and then I'm going to go in and create a multi using 2 versions of the 8000 and just show you how that works. Down here I can switch these controls off and on, and then the keys can come on as well, and then the keyboard settings as well. So that's for your keyboard splits and your aftertouch, mod wheel, whatever. So the controls are pretty much all the same. Doesn't matter on the preset. The brightness, timbre, time and movement will always be the first 4, with the filter envelope ADSR underneath. So that is, so I'm using my beautiful new Arturia Keylab 49, so I can control everything. It is all pre-mapped. So that's your ADSR for the filter, and then this is the ADSR for the amp on the other side, and then you've got the oscillator shape for the JUP-8000, and then the 9th knob is always the master volume. The second 4 knobs are always the distortion, phaser, delay and reverb, but you can go in and change those. So if I go to edit preset, you can see if you have Analog Lab Pro, this is all you get. You don't get access to the full version. If you have the V Collection, you will get access to the whole workings of the JUP-8000, which is the same as the standalone version. So that is the main difference with Analog Lab and getting the V collection. You can go in and tweak everything on the actual synth. These are your 4 standard effects, but there are quite a few versions. So we've got various different things, and the first 2, effect A and B, are the same. So you can change these, and it always defaults to distortion phaser, but you've got things like chorus, you've got flangers, you've got analog phasers, wahs, twin amps, rotary speakers, all that sort of thing going on. But it always defaults to overdrive on the distortion. And you've got a wave folder, wave shaper, and bit crusher, and go back to overdrive. So that is what it does. And then the phaser is, like I said, exactly the same. So for instance, you could change it to, you could have 2 distortions if you wanted to. You've got various controls there. And then the delay always defaults to digital delay, but you've got an analog and a tape. And then the reverb is always defaults to digital, but you've got all these other versions there: studios, halls, factories, plates, and springs. And then you've got the sends to the delay and the reverb and the pan and the master kind of volume for that. So that's how Analog Lab kind of Pro works if you just have that without the V collection. So if we go to 7 Siren, which is a bit more interesting. This is a strings pad, and it's got all sorts of things going on. So the brightness is basically the filter. I don't know why they don't just call it filter. The brightness is the main filter. And then you've got timbre, time, and movement. And the movement is generally is the control on the effects. But as you can see, there's no effects on. So we can bump up the distortion and a bit of phaser. And a little bit of delay and reverb. And you can see that there's not anything really happening here on the ADSR for the filter. So that's the attack. Right. That's the sustain and the release. So we'll put the sustain flow up. So there should be a bit of attack if it's a pad. And we can put the amp attack up as well. If I go to here, you can see I can actually open the JUP-8000 here, and this is what you get if it was on standalone version. So if we take the controls off and go to advanced, you can see this has got everything from the ARPs, the effects, function, the mod sequence, the envelopes, and all the keyboard and the macros. So this tells you what is actually being applied to each. So the timbre is the oscillator balance or whatever. If I take advanced off, you can see this is what you kind of get. So I can use this last fader to go through the oscillators. So that's them all. So it's in Supersaw. Got noise, feedback, square, sawtooth, triangle. And then you can go in and change all these. And we could change it to different waveform. And then mix the oscillators. And then we can adjust this. So yeah, so that is the main difference when you have the V collection. You can go in and do that. So I'll play just a couple of these. So you can see the filter. And most of the time you can see the distortion phaser delay, that's not on. A bass, so, and the mod wheels when you adjust the filter. I'm going to show you how to create a multi, and I'm going to kind of create an atmospheric pad type sound just for a change. So this is Astral Transit. Which is very nice, an evolving ambient pad with warm textures. So if we want to create another one, we can just go to Edit Presets and then click in here and put Part 2, and then we will go to Evolving Pads and use Glorious Sunrise. And this is an evolving pad as well with warm textures, so very similar. But it has this quite cool cosmic depth and floating movement, apparently. So if you don't want that, so say you don't want it, you can just go to Replace, and you could go back and change it to, say, Dreamy Pad or Birds of Freedom, whatever. So that's it. So what I'm going to do is, if we go down the bottom here and we can put on the controls and the keyboard settings, the easiest way is just to click and drag. So if you click and drag here, you can just adjust the green part. So when you go to a multi, you get an orange part and a green part, and you'll see how that works later on. So I want to kind of go to where? About C2? Yeah. So we'll go to C2 for part 2, and then we'll see how it sounds overlapping here. We'll have a listen to see what this sounds like. So this is Astro. And you can see this is blue. So if I switch on the keyboard, I can go in and split these. So I can switch between A and B on the Keylab 49. So this is 2. So we're getting both of them there. So if I play it off, and then get a kind of pad that looks like that. So if I switched back to, this is part 1, so I can adjust the controls for part 1. So we can add a bit of everything. And then so the blue ones means that it's global, so it's going to apply the distortion to both. So if I switch back to part 2, you can see the distortion's the same, but there's no brightness on. So that's going to adjust the Glorious Sunrise. Could go in and change some of the this. So we could take the phaser off and we could put in a chorus. Oh no, yeah, we'll put in a chorus, and this is going to be global. And then we could change the digital to tape delay. And digital to, say, large concert hall. And that's going to be for both instruments. And I'll go back and change. Move it off. There we go. And obviously I can go in still and change these. I want to save that. I just go up here and then we can save the, so you can either save part A or part B depending on what you've changed. So you could create a new version of that preset, or you can save the whole thing as a multi. So yeah, so we could change that. So we'll just change it to DTC Astro Sunrise instead. Put in your author, so that would be me. Take the comments out because we don't want that, and then we could leave it as an atmosphere, and then you could change some of these. So we could put in cinematic or trance. We could take trance off. Yeah, so you can kind of change your own filters. Save that, and there we go. That's how easy that is. Right, so that is it for today, and a quick look at how to use Analog Lab Pro, creating some multis with the JUP-8000. So I will leave links to this in the description. So that said, you can get this on Thomann and also on Arturia. I've only got a few days left in the sale, so I don't know how long the Thomann price is going to be, but you can always try that link as well. So thanks for watching, and as usual, if you are enjoying these videos, please remember to like, subscribe, share and comment, and I will see you in the next one.